Sorry I haven't called for a while, and sorry I haven't been able to visit. I've just been really busy. I hope that you're doing good. I know that's hard being away from home for so long. Yeah, just call me back when you can.
Hey, how's it going everybody? Hope you all doing well, hope you all doing great, and we're back with another video. It's been some time, but hey, we're back at it again with a lot of great stuff. Well, you know how PC building or how PC market is going on right now. There isn't anything in stock. And also, mining is back, and it's back with a punch, you know? So, expect the major GPUs like the RTX 30 series, even the 2000 series, they will not be in stock for a long time. And not a long time, it depends on how mining goes for the next couple of months. But you can still get a good gaming PC for a good price, but it's not the best performing PC. Like there are a lot of different parts you can pick between, so I'd leave that to you. And before we get into it, if you like that video, this would help me a lot if you pressed on that like button and subscribe to see more gaming PC build guides of that kind. And let's get to it. Now for the CPU, I have two options for you, but I'd go with my favorable one, which is the Intel Core i5-10400. The reason I go for that because the i5-10400 is the best price performance CPU on Amazon right now. I don't know what's going on in Newegg. It's for around 165 bucks. It's actually like comparable to the other CPU that I'm gonna mention. The only thing that is like the platform itself, you don't know how good and future proof it will be because the 11th gen Intel CPUs are pretty weird, so you really cannot tell. But this CPU gives you a good performance, 160 bucks, a 6 cores 12 threaded CPU for that price, given that this is like the only viable CPU in the market right now. But from the AMD side, I would recommend you to go with the Ryzen 3 3100. I have this CPU actually with myself because it's for 100 bucks. It's a really good CPU for you to upgrade in the future to like a Ryzen 5 5600X, 5700X. But the thing is, it's not anywhere to be found in stock. So I don't know, maybe once it goes back in stock you can get it, but if you can't get it right now and you want to go AMD, you can go with the Ryzen 5 3600 for $200. This is not the best deal, but it's there. Now for the board, the Intel side PC with the i5-10400, you can go with two options. The first one is the B460M board, but the thing is you cannot go with higher frequency RAM, and also you cannot upgrade to like an overclockable CPU, and this is the two big caveats with this board. Or you can go with a Z490M board for around 140 bucks, and it gives you a great upgrade pass, so you can upgrade to like a K unlocked CPU in the future. But it's a bet, and if you're willing to take it, go with the Z490M board. If you want to go with a safer route, I mean, it's pretty safe to go with like an H410M or V460M, assuming that if these next gen CPUs, the higher end ones, are not that good, at least the mid end one, like the successor to the i5-10400, would be good. Also, I'm sorry if my English is bad, but it's not my first language and I'm just practicing it, so I'm sorry for that. But again, go for the B460M if you don't find the next gen CPUs of Intel's are not that good, if you don't believe so, or you just want to save money. But if you are willing to take a bet and you're gonna get an unlocked CPU anyways, go with the Z490M just like I would. But for the AMD side, you can go with the Gigabyte B550M DS3H. If you went, with an AMD Ryzen CPU, get that. It's a really good board. I have one for myself. You can add two M.2 SSDs, got 4 RAM slots. It supports over 4000 megahertz of RAM frequency, so that's insane. As for the RAM, also we have two options. For Intel, you can go with a 3200 megahertz RAM because it doesn't utilize over that. But if you're going with the AMD, you can go with 16 gigs of DDR4 3600 megahertz RAM, RGB of course, because why not? If you can get performance, at least get RGB, so yeah, it packs a punch, and yeah, 16 gigs is all what you'd need. Now for the SSD, and you have to go with an SSDs because they are pretty cheap, so you have to utilize that before they go higher in price. Get a 1TB SSD, M.2, I don't care, like M.2, SATA, NVMe, just your option. But hey, the best bang for buck is an M.2 SSD for around $90, maybe 85. So it just gets you everything you'd need. And if you want some extra space, you can get a mechanical hard drive like a 2TB one. As for the power supply, we have two options, but because I haven't checked on the power supplies that are available, you can get a 500 watt power supply from Aries Games. Some people said that it's good, and by some people I mean the reviews. And you can get an EVGA power supply like 600 to 650 watts. It also would get the job done. And yeah, you can upgrade to a higher-end GPU from what we are going to mention. As for the case, there are a lot of great options. You can go with the Montex case, and if you're from the UK, there are also a lot of great options. I'll link him down below. But also there is that great deal on the NZXT H510 for $60 freaking dollars. Just get that, man. It's just everything you'd ever need. It's a really clean case. Everybody loves that case, so yeah, you just get it. And it's for $60. You can add RGB fans, the 3-pack RGB fans from up here, and you're just good to go. As for the GPU, we have a variety of options because there isn't anything in stock. You can go with a GTX 1650 Super if you could find it. I found one for around 180 bucks. It's very expensive, I know that, but that's the only thing that's there. You can go from Newegg with an RX 570 for around $160. Don't spend over like 150 bucks on RX 570 anyways. Or you can also get from eBay RX 470s, RX 570s, RX 580s, anything you can get used from eBay that gets you, through the day until GPUs, finally come back in stock. Or you can get an RX 560 from Amazon. It's available right now. It's, I believe, for around $150, and this is really expensive, guys. So if you want the cheaper route, you can go from eBay or Newegg because they have at least kind of reasonable deals. But if you couldn't find any of those, get an RX 560 from Amazon. But the primary option is the GTX 1650 Super. If you couldn't find it, get an RX 570. If you couldn't find it, get an RX 560. So that's been it, guys. I hope you are entertained. And one more time, the optimal PC for each platform. If we're looking at Intel, an i5-10400 with a Z490M board and any GPU you could find. The optimal one from AMD is a Ryzen 3 3100, the cheap one, and a B550M or even an A520M board. And any GPU you'd find. And this is what I find, the optimal one. You can go with a B460M one, but since you're already paying, then it makes some sense. And that's it. If you like that video, press that like button. Again, it makes a lot of help, and subscribe to see more videos of that. It feels good to be back, feels really great. And peace.